Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers, and joining me, as usual, on this lovely Wednesday to talk some college football is the Paul Bunyan of college football and the of sports broadcasting as well. We're going to call him that, Jay McLovin. What's going on, Jay?
Hey, doing well, and should be interesting talking about the Black Knights of Army.
Yeah, you brought it up, my man. The Army Black Knights is who we're going to be talking about today. If you guys want to go check out any of our other great team previews, we go live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch each and every week, so you can check out any of our old video catalogs there. Also, go check out our podcast at 100 Yards of Football. We have on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, anything you can think of that has a podcast, we are over there. We upload every single day. We have great team previews. Also, go check out our amazing player profiles for legends of the past, guys who have just got drafted this past year. And also, we have an amazing Legends interview segment each and every week with our guy, Bobby Butler, who brings on guys from all over the place, whether it's former Florida State legends, guys out there in Delray Beach, Boca Raton, you name it, it is on the program. Like I said, we upload every single day, so go check that out, whether you're on your way to work, doing a good workout, good cardio set in the gym, or making some dinner. We're always going to be here providing some great football content. We're even getting our feet wet in a little bit of basketball as well. We talked about some Memphis earlier this week, so go check out our preview on the Memphis Tigers basketball team as well. But, Jay, let's get into this one, man. The Black Knights out there representing the Army. That's who we're talking about today. What do you like about their team coming into this year, my man?
Well, there's a couple of things I like. You know, I think they have a good run game. Mm-hmm. I think they have most of their people back. But yeah, you know, this with Army, you know what you get with Army. I mean, they don't have a traditional quarterback and traditional, offense. You know, they pretty much run the veers, and it's just all run. Everything is run based. So yeah, it's I put on my notes: run, Forrest, run for 233 rushing yards, because Army was fourth in the nation. Yeah. They were fourth in the nation with 273 rushing yards a game. So I like how they run. I like how they run the ball. They don't turn the ball over too much, and they do a lot of clock management.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They have a great running game. That's what they're really known for. That's what their bread and butter is each and every week, seemingly. And, you know, like it is with this team, with Army, you're going to have turnover. You're going to have guys who are going to be shipped off, and you've got to be able to replace them, you know, pretty much every single year. And I give Army credit. They did good last year. They went 9-3. They're a pretty solid program all in all. And especially for a team to have this much turnover, you know, we talk about, like Alabama's and all those teams up there who just have really talented players that go to the NFL. This is a little bit different, Jay. These guys are going and fighting and serving our country and doing their best to do that. And they're able, Army, it seems like each and every year they're able to put out a solid program and get a good amount of wins. Like you said, they're very much a run-heavy team. You have Noah Knapp, who is their their junior center, who's really going to help out that O-line. You mentioned there's not much of a quarterback that's going to not much of a passing game to speak of, honestly. You have Tyler, who is, former slot back, who had 578 yards, 5 scores, so not too bad as well. So, I mean, I think that, like you said, if you can get the runners involved, and you are going to lose, unfortunately, you lost Sandon McCoy, who's done. But you have Cade Bernard, who's coming in, Jay, as a fullback. That's pretty rare to say nowadays, a team with a fullback. But Army still runs it. So that's what you love to see. They have Jacoby Buchanan as well, 260-pound big man who's able to, run up some points, run up some yards. So that's good as well. So I think that I think this Army team is going to be set on offense in 2021. You know what they're going to come in with each and every week. So I think the opposing defenses know what to look out for. But let's talk about the Army's defense. Who do you have, or what do you think they're going to do this year in 2021?
I think they're going to do more of what they did last year. Like I said, because they run the ball and because they do a lot of clock management, because they don't turn the ball over a lot, it really gives the defense a lot of time to stay off the field. Yep. Honestly, and it keeps them fresh for when they do come on the field. So they have they're number one in the nation in yards allowed, giving up 275. And they have 27 points per game. So they have a slew, and a lot of their guys are coming back, so they're not losing a whole lot on the way of the defense. So, I mean, if you had to, for somebody I like the linebacker Eric Smith. He has 78 stops in the middle as a middle linebacker. He's about 240 pounds. If you look at the D line, they got Nolan Cockrell. He's 6'3", 280, but he's got the size at tackle and he can get behind the line of scrimmage. So those are a couple of guys that I really like on this defense. You know, because I always I say if you can get behind the line of scrimmage and if you can disrupt the passing game, then you're going to have you should have a good chance of winning the game in general.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that clock management is number one on their priority list each and every week, it looks like. And they were able to give up the least amount of yards in college football, not just in their conference, but in the nation. Let's remind that. So that's, tremendous. And, of course, they're going to lose some guys. They lost John Radigan last year in the linebacking core. He's gone. You mentioned Eric Smith, who's going to be taking over. Darian McDonald as well. They're going to be helping out. But I think that the big key is going to be how are the cornerbacks going to play this year? Are they going to keep up their level of production with Jamari Moore, with Cameron Jones, who they combined for 5 picks last year? You also have Cedric Cunningham, who's a great veteran safety who's able to get tackles as well. He started on the team with 70 tackles. And also Marquell Broughton, who had 67 last year. So safety is going to be one of the team's biggest strength. That secondary is going to be nice. I want to see how the linebacking core is going to do, losing a few guys, same with the guys up front. But I'm expecting Army, Jay, to have a very good season. I think that they're going to have – let me get to their schedule. But just on paper, looking at this team and what they're going to bring each and every week, I'm expecting them to have another great season. So let me get their schedule here, and I see a few teams who they're going to have some trouble against. I see Wisconsin in October. Georgia State week 1, so got to just shout out to Georgia State. And the big one, Jay, the Navy at the end of the year and that famous Army-Navy game in December. So who do you have on the schedule that might cause this team some fits?
Outside of the ones that you just mentioned, I also look at Air Force as being a competitive game because you got to remember last year Air Force beat Army 31-12.
That's true.
And of course, I haven't really dove into much of what Air Force has coming back, and I haven't looked at their team coming in 2021. But I never discount any military programs. So there's a lot of pride in the military programs when they go up against other military programs. So I think no matter what, it's going to be a physical game, and it should be a very it's not going to be very one-sided. It's going to be multidimensional. So I do think that I wouldn't look past Air Force, Wisconsin, Navy. Those are probably three right there. If Georgia State comes in, maybe Georgia State, that might be 4. So maybe like 9-4, 10-3.
Okay, not bad
records.
Yeah, so keeping it, I'm kind of the same way, keeping it around the same record as last year, which I think that if you're an Army fan, you'll take it. That's a very good record. They're going to have a good season, and I think that the Black Knights are going to have another good year. Under head coach Jeff Monken, who's been there for 7 seasons, they're finally kind of turning around, and they're getting things done. And I'm excited to see how these Black Knights are going to do this year. Well, Jay, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap things up here today?
Yeah, like I said, I think that, on defense, they just have to do a lot of stopping of the run. And on offense, they just need to get big run plays. So stop it on defense and pound it on offense. I think those are going to be the keys for this team to be successful in the year coming up. And like I said, third down stops is another big thing. They have to really convert, make sure they work on their keep doing their third down stops on defense. But I really like that running back, Tyrell Robinson. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous runner. What do you have? 424 on the ground, 6 passes for 117 and 2 TDs. I mean, that's going to be their guy, And I think if he has a good season, so will Army. So I expect good things out of this program.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. And they lost to West Virginia last year in the Liberty Bowl by a close score, only 24-21. So they were almost getting another bowl win. I fully expect them to be back in a bowl game. I think they're going to win it this year. Like I say, you lost some guys, of course, but with the core group that you have now, I think this is a team that is going to get a bowl win this year, Jay. I'm with you. I think this team is anywhere from 8 to 10 wins on the season. They have a few tough games, but what team doesn't? But I fully expect this team to beat the teams they're supposed to beat each week. They're going to start off the season strong, I think. Once they get to Wisconsin a little bit later, that's going to be tougher. But I think that overall, this team's going to be set for 2021, and the Black Knights are going to be running all over the place, and they're going to have a great record this year. Well, you guys have enjoyed this team preview for the Army Black Knights. Thank you so much for tuning in, first and foremost, whether you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or on Twitch. Also, please go check out our podcast. We upload every single day, whether it's a great team preview, player profile, legends interviews, history specials as well with our guy, Mr. Football, Vincent Turner, who does a tremendous job talking about college football, about NFL football, and some of the greats of the game. Go check that out. We're available anywhere you can listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Audible as well now with your Amazon account. And that's thanks to the Believe Podcast Network, who've been helping us out for quite a while now. So thank you guys so much for helping us out and downloading our show. Well, for my co-host today, Jay McLovin, I've been your host, Logan Landers. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you about another great team preview here in just a minute. See you then.